Hey, I'm Coach Carol, and today we're going to talk about something that so many women quietly struggle with. How do you deal with issues with your parents as an adult, especially when those issues start affecting your marriage? If you're not in my Catholic Happy Wife community, you want to go and look up the Happy Wife community on Facebook. This is the actual question that a woman asked. How do you deal with overcoming issues with your parents as adults? I'm finding myself in situations where I'm struggling to understand my parents, even in a relationship, even being in a relationship with them. When I became a parent, I realized the things my parents did that I liked, but really a lot of things they did that I don't. For example, keeping mental logs of what they gave to the kids so they can use against them when the kids don't behave the way they want. My relationship with my parents is starting to affect me negatively, and it can cause issues in my marriage. My husband wants me to move on and let go, but a lot of issues have been boiling to the surface. Okay, so first off, you are not alone. It's a great question. So if this is you, right, you are not crazy and you're not a bad daughter for feeling this way. But let's take a breath and walk through this together, all right? So becoming an adult, and especially becoming a parent, changes how we see our own parents. Suddenly, we notice what they did well, what hurt us, what we want to repeat, what we absolutely don't want to pass on to our kids. This is totally normal. It's part of maturing. It's part of the sanctification process, and it's part of becoming the woman that God is forming you to be. We learn from them, right? So if old wounds are bubbling up, it doesn't mean that you're regressing. It means that something in you really is ready to be healed and to grow. And I always ask my clients, how could this be happening for you, not to you? So you're not a victim at all, right? The problem isn't your parents' behavior. The problem is the meaning that your brain is attaching to their behavior. Your parents keeping mental logs, making comments, or trying to control outcomes, well, those are their actions. But the suffering comes from your thoughts about what they're doing. Like, they shouldn't act that way. Or, I owe them something. Or, I have to keep them happy. Or, if I set boundaries, I'm dishonoring them. Or, gosh, I'm stuck between my parents and my husband. Those thoughts create pressure, guilt, resentment, and emotional reactivity. And that emotional load is going to spill into your marriage. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. This is all perfectly human. Like, what if nothing has actually gone wrong here? So here's the shift that changes everything. Your parents' behavior it's about them, right? Not about you. It's not about your worth. Your response is about you, right? Not their approval. So when you can separate the two, you reclaim your peace. We call it getting on our paper. The bottom line is that you can't control them. You can never control somebody else. The only one you control is you by learning how to control your thoughts, which control your emotions, and ultimately your actions, your boundaries, and all of that. So instead of trying to understand them or to fix them, come back over here and ask yourself, what am I making their behavior mean? Is that thought even serving me? And what would I choose to believe if I were rooted in Christ right now, like in faith rather than my fear? And how can I show up as the woman I want to be, regardless of how they act? This is where your power is. So here are 3 steps that help my clients find peace with their parents. The first is to name the wound without judging it, or name what it is. Like, I feel hurt when they keep score. Okay, that's awareness. It's not about blaming them, right? It's awareness. The second is to choose a thought that brings peace to you. It might be something like, well, they're doing their best. They're doing the best they can with the tools that they have. Or, I can love them without agreeing with them. Or, I'm allowed to parent differently. Okay, and number 3 is to set boundaries from love, not fear. And boundaries are never to control the other person. They're for you. Boundaries are not punishment. They're clarity for you. They sound something like, we're not going to do keep scoring in our home. Or we're going to choose a different approach with our kids. Yeah, you don't need their permission to be the mother that God is forming you to be. So I want to set you free on that, okay? Now here's another thing. As far as your husband, when he says just move on, well, it's actually his way of wanting peace for you. But those emotional wounds don't just disappear because someone, tells us to let go. But if you listen to his heart message, the heart message there is he doesn't want you to struggle. He doesn't want you hurting. So healing is going to happen when you learn how to process the emotion, right? Renew your thoughts, choosing intentionally who you want to be going forward. Who are you when you are your true self? And when you do this, your marriage is going to grow. You're going to grow. It's a connection model. So you become more grounded, less reactive, and more emotionally available to your husband. So my friend, you're not stuck. You're being invited into deeper maturity and freedom. It's actually pretty cool. This is the work we do on my campus. So if this resonates, you're already on the path to healing. You don't have to repeat the patterns that you grew up with. You get to choose a new legacy, one rooted in peace, clarity, and Christ. And if you want more support with this, right, the kind of mindset, marriage work that I do, make sure you subscribe to this channel, stay connected. You are not alone, sister, and you are more powerful than you think. And if you want more support, head on over to my website at createmyhappymarriage.com and schedule a complimentary call, and we'll explore how I can support you really rediscovering your true self and living her powerfully every day. All right, I'm Coach Carol, and I'm standing for you. God bless your day.